Your time was off.
I know my time was all off right there.
You'll get there soon. Hey, you'll get there.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, everybody, NYMD podcast. Wow. I got dizzy there for a second. Man, don't do that. I can't do that early anymore. I didn't even eat anything yet. Oh, welcome in NYMD podcast. We have Miles Morales Sherrard, and of course we have, Sam, Kevin, Hurt Wilson here. Kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit of the actual original Cap. But we're here. We're also on IG, Facebook, and the Twitter with NYMD podcast. Of course, we're on Spreaker, and Stitcher apps. I can't believe I said Spreaker. What is Spreaker? Of course, on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you find podcasts, you'll find NYMD podcast. And we're StreamYard. We're live on the tube of you. Yeah. So we are here, and subscribe and give us a like and send your comments.
Yeah. By the way, I think Spritzer is the new name for Twitter. You know how Facebook's turning. They're renaming
in the Delta or
like
what is
Meta
World Peace. Yes.
Yeah.
So Well, I heard Meta is the company of all the apps, I guess, is the parent company. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't care. You're not even on Meta, Face, Insta, Twitter, anyway.
Yeah, I ditched Facebook.
Yeah, sorry. You did. Yeah. So I don't know how many people gonna remember your birthday now. I think I swear that's what Facebook was for people getting reminders for people's birthdays and stuff. So
yeah,
but it is what it is, we all make our decisions. Facebook's good for me, to connect with people because I'm not near anybody I'm related to. So,
yeah.
One of the good things, like, oh, look what this kid wore for Halloween, and all that good stuff. So, but today's Halloween is our first Halloween show.
Yeah,
we've done stuff on the weeks of Halloween,
right?
But we've never done one on Halloween due to various. We only done the show now 3 years. So, it was like started during the week and then a leap year here. And, if I had the leap year, it would have been on a Saturday. So, last year. So we're here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And this was we didn't talk about this at all.
No.
Which was kind of cool. This is why I love, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, we're Marvel. I'm just glad it's not the same costume. Of course, your favorite, I'm probably Marvel. It wasn't even a Marvel movie. But one of your favorite, Marvel character movies was, of course, with the famous Miles Morales, and you talk about it.
Into the Spider-Verse, man. That's one of my top 5 movies of all time. I love the movie. I love the Miles Morales character, man. And I really got into the Miles Morales, man. So yeah, that's yeah, man. So I had to rep the costume, man.
Yeah, and and I had to do
Spider-Man logo and everything.
Yeah, and I love that Spider-Man logo too.
Yeah,
him tagging, and which is important because you're from Maryland. Of course, Miles from New York. So NYMD.
There we go.
Cap's from Brooklyn. Obviously, I'm from Yonkers in Nyack. So it's just a New York MD thing.
Okay, it's all good. Yeah,
I still don't know why, which is weird, but. Again, I used to read comics as a kid, and my favorite, of course, was X-Men. We're based in Westchester, basically, which is where I was born, and most of my family lived. So it was always cool, related to them. I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm not from, the center of whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I was just like, all these heroes, and like Spider-Man's from Queens. So Peter's from Queens. Okay. So, and of course, Queens is where the Mets play. So that always equate. I kind of like Peter for that. But I always figure out, like, how come they never just ran into each other just going to the grocery store? Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many Fantastic Fours in New York. Like, everybody's in New York mostly.
Yeah.
Like, how do they not see each other?
Yeah.
Or when you see something on TV, like, look, Spider-Man stopping 10 different things. This is like, it just happened to happen, at a time where the Avengers are somewhere else in the world. The X-Men are in Canada. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
going. So, yeah, that always struck me as like, what are the other heroes doing when other heroes are fighting for their life?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was how I used to think as a kid. I was just like, well, they're all in the same area. I mean, shouldn't they have lunch together or something? I mean, Peter like, hey, Cap, what you doing? You gonna have good, lunch? Oh, I'm training right now. Something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll talk to you later. Okay, cool. Somebody call or Professor Xavier just go like this and just be like, Tony, I need you to deliver a Stark ship to, and just reach out to him, and Stark shows up with, a new Quinjet for the X-Men or something. I mean, that's how it works. But we got tons of scary sports to talk about this week. So we unfortunately start off with the World Series. Is that where you want to start?
I think this is great, man.
I mean, the problem is, I think my issue is, well, if anybody doesn't know, the World Series started this week. Astros against the Braves. This is the Braves' first World Series in 22 years. And Houston was there, of course, just 2 years ago. When I think they won. They defeated the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers won last year. As everybody knows, I'm not a Braves fan. I haven't been a Braves fan. But the Braves are a team that I'm familiar with because I grew up in Virginia, and that was the only team that was relatively close. And the Braves are the only team basically in the South for the longest time. So I grew up on the old Braves with the Smurf blue uniforms of Dale Murphy.
Repeat that last sentence you just said.
I don't know.
You said the Braves team were the only team where?
Oh, like in the South at that time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I
mean, like from Virginia down.
Yeah, no. I just want to make sure I heard you. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly.
Yeah. In Virginia down. Because that's where I live in Virginia.
That's not what you said. You said in the South. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't include any other. Believe me, on WTBS, that's the only team that we saw. So that's the only team that existed. I didn't see it, so there was no. I didn't even see the Orioles. I didn't know what they. I knew they were there thanks to This Week in Baseball. But it was like.
But no, I like what you said though. Like you said, they were only team in the South.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because look, we got teams in Florida now, so they were just in that whole area. But for some reason, I don't know why, as especially living in Virginia, where there was the Orioles minor league affiliate,
right? Bluefield.
We didn't even get any Orioles games, and that's Bluefield's where I grew up.
Because Orioles aren't in the South. That's why.
Well, their minor league affiliate was, and so are they.
Yeah.
Well, we're not yet. We're not here to debate on whether Maryland was in the North or South because we know where they actually are. There is a line that says where they are. Anyway, getting off track. So then, of course, growing up in New York, becoming a Mets fan, the Braves were in the West. So I didn't have any affinity towards them because they were actually in the NL West, which, of course, geographically was dumb. So eventually there was like a first realignment. Then the Braves moved to the East, and that's when I started to hate them. Anyway, long story short, they're winning this World Series 3-1. They came back from behind a 2-0 deficit last night. And what I'm mad at is a part of me doesn't hate it. The only thing I hate is that I feel bad for Dusty Baker.
Why?
Now, because I would like him to. I mean, he's a baseball, like literally lifer. And he just seemed like always he's just a good guy.
Yeah. That's the only thing.
The only thing I have is Dusty Baker and my dislike of the Braves. That's what I have. But the problem is, I honestly don't care who wins. You know, if the Astros won, it is what it is. You know, Braves won, they beat the cheaters. So either story for me be, you know, well, hey, at least the team didn't win. You know what I mean? So that's where I am. The Braves are up 3-1. They've had the momentum. They've had the pitching. And this was a team that won, I think, 44 of their last 66 games because they were under 500 in August and have just been on a tear since. So they could just close it out in Atlanta. What do you think?
I hope so. You know, not that I'm rooting for the Braves because honestly, I haven't watched one single second of this World Series. I don't think, but
Yeah,
I don't. Want, yeah, I don't
yeah.
want Houston to win this. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
For regular baseball fans, no one should be rooting for Houston.
No, and it's I'm. Let me be clear. I'm not rooting for Houston, not because I think they're cheating, because they're not. And I commend them for actually getting this far without cheating, because it just shows you how talented they are. But I'm pissed off that they weren't punished when they were. They got a slap on the wrist.
Exactly.
They essentially got a slap on the wrist, and it's like, okay, so we cheated, didn't really have any repercussions for it. And now 2 years later, we're in the World Series. Nah, man, no. So I just don't want them to win because I feel like they got away with cheating and they weren't punished more. And I just feel like they shouldn't be able to win it this soon after getting no punishment from MLB. So that's how I feel.
No, but that's the one thing I agree with you 1,000%. The punishment nowhere fit the crime.
No. No.
And so I think if the Astros actually punished and they came back like correctly,
right,
and they came back in this World Series, I think people would have less animosity towards them. And fans also weren't in the stands last year to get all their vitriol out as well, because due to COVID. So everything was indoors, so they didn't get all the heat that they've gotten. But they deserve it. They cheated. So the cleaner team, the Braves people are rooting for, and right now they have totally outplayed Houston. So, but yeah, they could definitely close out and bring a title back there for the first time, and I don't know, who cares?
So here's my question.
It's still tough to watch, huh?
Yeah. Have you watched any baseball?
I watched a part of the first game when I saw that they lost their pitcher due to a fractured leg. So what happened was Charlie Morton, the best pitcher for the Braves, was pitching the first game of the World Series. Oh, by the way, I think the Braves had the Braves two days ago? I don't think one of their first games, they almost had a no-hitter to like the 8th inning against the Astros.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, which is weird. But the first game, Atlanta's pitcher took a line drive in the second inning off his leg, and he limped off. He tried to walk it off, and then he threw a pitch in the third inning, and his leg kind of buckled. And he's like, I can't take it. They took him back for X-rays, and he had a fracture from that line drive. So and he's missing the whole World Series. So and then I just can't imagine being taken out of that spot in one of the most important games of your life, or the most important game of your life, and you get, something unfortunate like that happens. So,
yeah.
But they seem to be rallying from that point. They won that game, and they came back and won last night. So, this could be done and dusted soon. No pun intended for dusting. But,
yeah.
Well,
let's hope they win this at home. That they just. Well, I'm going to hope they just win it at home. Let's get this thing done and bam. But here's a question for you. Okay, I have a 3-part question. Okay.
Wow.
Well, I'll say a 2-part question. So, which attendance will be higher today? The attendance at the Braves game or the Falcons game?
Falcons.
Falcons, okay.
I just think they have a bigger stadium.
Yeah, they do, but they suck. Well, they're 500 right now. I'll take that back.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, but people go to they both have a game for today.
Yeah.
I don't know if those teams are next to each other, but I can't. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, one's at night, one's during the day.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean,
And sorry.
no, go ahead.
Part two of that question is: were more people at the Georgia game yesterday than the combined
Yes.
attendance? Than the combined attendance of both
Yes.
teams? Okay.
There's no. I mean, it was there in Jacksonville. It was the biggest cocktail party, and of course, people. I mean, Georgia's the number one in the country, so people aren't gonna bandwagon. I almost feel like it's weird for Braves because they do have a lot of fans outside of the state due to their location and the television. There was no Rays. There was no so a lot of people in Florida were Braves fans. So there was no Marlins. Not like those teams make a difference anyway, but they just weren't there. Tampa does. Because Tampa has good everything, it seems like, for some reason. Football, hockey, baseball. So they just don't have a basketball team. They rented a basketball team last year in the Raptors. But yeah, So, hey, but Georgia's number one. So yeah, it's going to be the Georgia game. But I think a lot of people are going to, if the Braves win this thing, all of a sudden there's going to be Braves fans out of nowhere that we're going to see on TV that we haven't been seen on TV in Braves uniforms in a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the Atlanta rappers they became soccer fans once Atlanta United showed up. And they like their team, like they probably never even watched soccer before, but the atmosphere and that place where the Atlanta United play, that it sells out all the time. So the thing is, as bad as some Atlanta fans have been, as far as attending some home games and been there for their soccer team, and then supported their sports teams recently. Because remember, going to a Hawks game, it's like the away crowd was always more than a home crowd. So
yeah,
but if they win, good, again, good for them. I think we spent way too much time on that. All right,
yeah.
move on. Move on, please.
Well, since you were talking about Georgia a little bit and the world's largest cocktail party, man, that's a skip to do. I mean, skip. Let's move on to college basketball, man.
College football.
Football. Dang, football. Yeah, man. What happened? Because me, I was happy because my team played Big Ten matchup, Maryland versus Indiana.
Yeah,
and Maryland was at home. I wish there were more people there, but they beat out Indiana. Tua Tagovailoa threw for over 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a good game yesterday.
The problem is Indiana is not a name that people want to go see. And that's I think that's the big, no one wants to go see an Indiana game.
No.
So unless it was basketball, but you and I need to go down to a Maryland game just to go tailgate a little bit, hang out with Terrapin Nation.
You sure you want to do that?
I'm not even excited about it.
No, Maryland football games aren't fun, man. I'm just being honest. We can go, but they're not fun.
Because obviously tickets won't be a problem. So,
well, no, let's do this. When they play Howard, let's go to that one.
Okay, I would rather be at Howard, but it won't never be at Howard, so that's fine.
But no, at least we can see their van is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know what you're getting at. Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
that would be entertaining. I'm just being honest. Maryland games they're not fun to go to, man. They're just not.
I think in the next year or so, we should hit the big Maryland teams. I think we need to go to a Towson game. We
definitely need to go to Towson, yo.
Yeah. We gotta go to Johnny U.
Yes.
Yeah,
we gotta go to Navy.
Yep, gotta go to Navy. Definitely gotta go.
Yeah.
And this is a Maryland game. We just gotta go.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun. Speaking of Maryland, Towson, which is in Maryland, obviously. We got back to 500, taking out the state capital of New York.
Okay.
So that was a MD versus NY battle there. as
and of course
Towson.
MD, came out with the victory, of course.
Oh yeah, because Albany has 0 wins on the season. So and plus no one even knows that's the state capital of the anyway. You ask people. It's almost like Annapolis. No one even knows.
Yeah.
It's like Annapolis is where? I don't know, Virginia? No, it's the capital of Maryland. So New York City is not the capital of New York. No, it's Albany. Where's Albany? Far, far away.
Where is Albany? Is that in upstate New York?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's like I'm basically like an hour and a half away from where I live. So yeah, so just straight up.
Have you ever been to Albany?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my friends got accepted to that school back in the day. Did a couple road trips up to Albany. So nothing there. I mean, it's literally. See, most of upstate New York, what people only see, it's almost like Baltimore. When they show Maryland, they show Baltimore. They don't know there's counties and there's trees and there's,
mountains.
Yes, and all these other wonderful things besides the harbor. There's lakes and streams and trails, and wildlife and beaches. You know what I mean? So, yeah, when you see New York, it's like you just see New York City, but that's just where everybody lives, basically. But you have the whole state, which looks like a farm town.
Okay.
The rest of the state is like a big farm, and that's what basically Albany is.
Okay.
So it's like a big farm area, Binghamton, all those other places, New Paltz. Buffalo's a big city, but it's not like it. Buffalo looks like Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just that kind of those kind of places. But it's a lot of open places that you can see Canada from in New York. So that's just how big the state is.
Yeah.
So I think people forget that. But Albany went down to Towson, so let's get off that. But the number one, the biggest game, as you pointed out, was a cocktail party. Well, one of the biggest games because it was a rivalry game between Georgia and that other team played at Gainesville that I don't like called Florida. And Georgia won. Their defense came through. The biggest cocktail party. I think they changed the name of it to something because I guess
they want to be politically correct.
Which I don't care. I'm calling it the biggest cocktail party. But Georgia came out on top of that. Come on, an update screen. But of course, we got to start out with Coastal Carolina, our Chanticleers, coming off a loss to App State. I did come back with a win, close win at home against Troy, 35. Not like Troy, as in like. Troy in Greece, but Troy here, 35-28. Of course, Georgia almost shut out Florida. I would have been happy with that, 34-7. Number 2, Cincinnati, still number 2, 31-12 over Tulane. Oklahoma with a big win over Texas Tech, 52-21. And the battle of the Big Ten, between two battles of the Big Ten between two ranked teams.
We had Iowa and Wisconsin, right?
Well, no, Wisconsin wasn't ranked.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, in the first game of the ranked teams, Ohio State beat Penn State, 33-24.
Okay.
Which was between 5 and 20. James Franklin was a little bit confused this week because he kept saying that he's looking forward and he's just studying Illinois, and they played Illinois already, forgetting that they're playing Ohio State.
He said that? Yes,
in the press conference.
Oh boy,
he literally was like, "We're only concentrating on Ohio State. Illinois. We're playing Illinois." He said like Illinois like 4 times.
I think he thinks he must be at USC already, man.
Or he's thinking he's in the 18th overtime against Illinois. And in the other big matchup for Paul Bunyan's trophy, we had Michigan State against Michigan. And look, another Harbaugh not winning the big game. No, I'm joking.
Oh, I thought Michigan won.
Now, Michigan State won. Michigan State won 37-33.
Okay.
Come from behind victory. It was scoring 15 points in the fourth quarter. Michigan only scoring 3 from a good come from behind victory. So they keep the trophy.
Okay, because when I was watching the Maryland game, they were up. I was like, I guess Michigan's going to win this.
Oh, yeah. Nope. No, Michigan State. And I picked them to win. Thank goodness they came back to win. Oregon big over Colorado, 52-29. Wisconsin up, basically obliterated Iowa.
Yeah,
Wisconsin, who early in the season was sorry, have steamrolled, have come alive, whatever word you want to use. But they beat Iowa to give Iowa their second loss of the season, 27-7. Auburn over Ole Miss, 31-20. Notre Dame over in North Carolina, 44-34. Kentucky upset on the road to Mississippi State, 31-17. Wake continuing their undefeated season over Duke, 45-7 in their first 8.
Wake is undefeated?
Yeah, of
Wow.
course.
Where are they ranked? I'm just curious.
They're ranked 13th.
Okay.
Oklahoma State beat Kansas because it's Kansas, 55-3. Baylor over Texas, 31-24. Pittsburgh upset at home or losing to Miami, 38-34. That upset me as well. Houston over upsetting, not really upsetting. They both had the same record, but Houston beating 19th ranked SMU at home, 44-37. San Diego State losing at home to Fresno State, 30-24. Iowa State losing on the road at West Virginia, 38-1. And BYU lambasting in a team in a game that had 0-0 defense, beating Virginia 66-49.
Wow.
So yeah, a couple upsets people. I picked Michigan State. Again, I know they're playing in East Lansing, but that's a rivalry game, so it could always go either way. I knew Ohio State had too much for Penn State, so I was just surprised about the Iowa game. Honestly, I think that was the most shocking game. Iowa just didn't show up to that game.
Wow, man. So I think they're like number 9, so they're going to go down even further, man. They were and they were so close to the top spot at one point, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of teams are going to fall this week. I mean, Pittsburgh's going to fall, SMU's going to fall, San Diego State may fall out, Iowa State may fall out. So there's a whole bunch of teams. The top 25 is going to look totally different come next week. So excited about that. College football, always awesome sauce. Let's see. Do we have any big matchups next week? LSU, Alabama, not really, because LSU's not who we thought they were. Auburn, Texas A&M. Yeah. Oh, Ole Miss versus Liberty. I still don't know why that's on the schedule. No big games. Oh, BYU plays Idaho State. That'll be another 73 game. Notre Dame, Navy. Navy's having a down year this year. No, Penn State, Maryland. Oh, wait, that game, my friend, will be sold out.
Where's that game?
At Maryland.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
That's the game of the week. Huh?
That's the game we should go to. Really? I'm just curious. Do you know what time that game is?
It's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow. It sucks, man.
Good.
No, it just sucks, man, because James Franklin was supposed to be the coach of Maryland, right?
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
It just sucks. Yeah, we had a succession plan in place. He was our OC, and he was supposed to take over for Ralph Friedgen.
But he left to go to Vanderbilt. So what happened before?
Yeah, so I forget what all went down, but yeah, he went to Vanderbilt first. I forgot what happened, but yeah, it just sucks, man, because he definitely was going, like, it was written, man. I mean, that was the plan in place, man. And he's gone off to do bigger and better things. So
man, I mean, yeah, he's done well at Penn State. They still haven't made a college playoff yet. So I know that could be frustrating. And, again, I don't see why he would want to go to USC. That's more of a pressure cooker than Penn State is. I think after a while, I mean, Penn State's been successful, but they need to beat the big teams. They need to beat Michigan and they need to beat Ohio State more frequently. So until he does that, then, that job will still be tough. But USC is just a pressure cooker.
Yeah. Well, when Mike Tomlin goes there next year, That's so stupid, man. I heard that, man. Cause I watched Dan Patrick show, and Carson Palmer was on Dan Patrick show. That's how all this started. And
Oh, really?
yeah, and he was floating out. Yeah, and he kind of, you could tell he just kind of said it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's more of like a wish list." But I'm like, "Come on, man, Mike Tomlin. How stupid? Why, if you're Mike Tomlin, why would you leave Pittsburgh to go to USC?
Why would I do that? Why would I do that? But I was like when his eyes get all wide like that.
Yeah. Like, oh my.
I mean, why would I leave this job? I have one of the best jobs in sports today. Why would I sit here and leave that? Well, I mean, I'm not saying never, but I'm saying never. Why would I do that? I mean, do you ask Sean Payton these questions? You ask Rick Vermeil these questions? Do you ask everybody else these questions? You ask Andy Reid these questions? You ask Chuck Nolan?
Did he say that?
No, he said you ask Sean Payton and Andy Reid these good questions.
He really said, oh, okay, he really did say that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just bringing up other coaches. Like, I'm just like, you asked Don Shula these questions? Like, he was like, you have anything else other than that? Okay. And he just rolled out.
That's stupid. Because it's dumb.
But the USC job is a huge job.
It ain't huger than the Pittsburgh Steelers. What up? Are you positive?
In college it is. No. I'm not ever. The thing is, I can't. Yeah. It's in college it is not. If he was
college.
No. What I'm saying is, in college it's a huge job, but no, there's no way you can compare. Like, there's certain jobs in the NFL that you can't. Even Alabama, like a Pittsburgh, that's like a legacy job in a way. You know what I'm saying? That's and it's almost how I feel like Baltimore is going to become. Maybe like it's a legacy job where you're not going to get coaches for 2-3 seasons. Like, these people, they try to make the most informed, family conscious decision for the franchise. Because I only remember 3 coaches in my lifetime for Pittsburgh. And so you get that job. You get that job. You don't leave that job unless you retire. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, there's no comparison a Pittsburgh job to that. If you're the head coach of Detroit, yes, USC's better.
Exactly. That was just dumb. I just thought that whole thing was stupid. But anyway, hey, what were we talking? Where do we?
No, yeah, but no, we were just talking. You were just talking about Tomlin and James Franklin. But yeah, but that's a perfect transition to go back to the NFL because I'm basically done with NCAA anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so perfect transition to NFL. We got to do our week 7 review, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I think we even, for some reason, I feel like we did leave a game off last week. So we usually do our biggest surprises of the week.
Yeah.
And what we thought, well, for both our teams lost. That's our start off with that. I almost felt like my game was more competitive for some reason. In some ways. When you look at the final score.
Yeah, when you look at the final score, to me is misleading. Because at halftime it was 13-. It was
it's close.
It was 17-13 at halftime. The Ravens came out in the third quarter, first possession. Lamar throws a beautiful touchdown to Hollywood Brown, take the lead 20-17. After that, it was ridiculous. So that, to me, that was the biggest surprise. Not that the Ravens lost, because we both picked them to lose, but they forgot how to tackle again. All 4 of their touchdowns hurt. All 4 of their touchdowns in the second half were due to missed tackles. Missed tackles. We can't tackle. And our offensive line, our right tackle, our offensive line just keeps getting hurt. And the fact that we couldn't tackle, seems like the last couple possessions, it's almost like they let them run in for the touchdowns. We're okay. We're pretty decent at stopping the run. There's no way we should have gave up those long runs for touchdowns, man. So it seemed, we have a bye this week. I feel like the defense was ready to go on bye. Honestly, that's how I felt. And Ravens teams normally don't do that, so I was disappointed with that. Two things I came from that game. One, Jamar Chase is a freaking beast. That dude is. You talk about somebody. You talk about a scary athlete, someone who's scary. That dude scares me because we're gonna have to face that dude twice a year.
Is he the new AJ Green?
Hey man, he's yes. But the other thing that really I'm really concerned about is Lamar Jackson, man. This is getting to the point. And you talk about scary. This is scary. So the last two games, Lamar Jackson has accounted for over 90% of the Ravens offense. And it's really starting to scare me because our running game is so bad. He is the number one focal point in the run game. Now, you might say, oh, he's always led the team in rushing. Yeah, he's done that, but he's done that on scrambles, right? On scrambles and on like a couple of design quarterback runs. Dude, we cannot run the ball. And I feel like Lamar was purposely trying to pick up yardage, knowing that we can't run the ball, knowing that our running backs cannot run the ball. I think we had like 17 carries and only picked up 26 yards. I mean, something crazy with our running backs. And it's been like this the last two games. Lamar cannot do it all. Like, his passing has improved greatly this season. He's still leading the team in rushing. The dude's on pace for 4,700 passing yards, over 1,200 yards rushing, but he can't rush the ball like this. He can't be the number one. He can't be RB1 and QB1. He cannot be, or the dude's going to get killed. And he's played like that these last couple games. They have got to get another threat in the run game because this isn't going to work. And the messed up thing about it is we can't run. He's passing better, but our offensive line keeps getting decimated with injuries. And that's what happened this game. Like, he played a great game. He didn't turn over the ball. We had receivers open, but the dude had no time to throw because our offense in the second half when our right tackle got hurt. He had no time to make plays with his arm because the offensive line, man. It's just this is the first time in watching the Lamar Jackson led Ravens that I am concerned about his health. Like, I know people use that as a narrative, but it's really a fake narrative because Lamar is really good about running the ball and he knows how to get down. But now it's legit because like I said,
he's trying to do too much and overcome.
He's trying to do exactly, and it's really scary, man. It is really scary. So the Ravens have got to figure out how to come up with another threat in the run game. But anyway, I don't want to ramble on about the Ravens, but I'm really starting to get concerned now.
Yeah, I mean, just stat-wise, Lamar was 15 of 31 for 257, one touchdown, but he was sacked 5 times.
Yeah.
But he had 12 rushes for 88 yards. The next closest was Devontae with 4 carries for 14 yards. But it was 3.5 a carry.
Tell me how much. Run down Le'Veon Bell's numbers real quick.
Le'Veon Bell was 5 carries, 5 yards. Tyson Williams was 2 carries, 10 yards. Yeah. And whoever Duvernay is,
he's a
was
receiver.
1 carry for negative 2 yards.
Yeah, exactly. So they gotta do something, man. They gotta do something better. But yeah, that was my biggest surprise of the week, and that's also I'm just really worried about Lamar, man, because. But you're right. Your game was pretty competitive. I mean, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, our defense seemed to be waking up in this game. I mean, they faced one of the greatest ever in the history of existence of life, so it's very tough going to Green Bay. But I mean, he was 27 and 35 for 274, Aaron Rodgers, and 3 touchdowns. But it was their running game. Aaron Jones had 6 carries for 19 yards. So we stopped their run, but we could not score. Tyler had a tough game. Our Gibson was still, he was a little bit banged up. I can see him now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I can see that. We're gonna lose in the divisional round.
Yeah, well, Jay, honestly, the whole in most teams, in the majority of teams, that when they lose, the blame goes to the quarterback. They only count wins and losses for quarterbacks. So that it's like Aaron Rodgers. Oh, look at his record, but he has a whole team. No one telling my tag is sticking out. Looking all unprofessional costume wise.
And Jay, and real quick, Jayden, we still have to make the playoffs. Okay, we still have to make the playoffs. I don't want you to think that we're automatically going to make it. We still have a long way to go, and the tougher part of the schedule is in the second half of the season. So don't just assume we're going to make it.
Well, speaking of not making the playoffs, Washington did lose this game, but we will probably win the next one. So we'll see about that. But my biggest surprise was the absolute beat, smack, punch, kick, elbow drop, leg drop, double frog splash off the top rope that Tennessee gave Kansas City. I don't know if this is the Steve DeBerg Kansas City team or the Mahomes Kansas City team. I don't know who they be. But the fact that Derrick Henry had more touchdown passes than Patrick Mahomes, it's a problem. Okay,
it's crazy, man.
There's a problem. I mean, wow, dude, 27-3. It's just, that's all I can say. It was a game. AJ Brown was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stop AJ Brown at all.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. What again. Mahomes was mediocre. 20 for 35, 206 with a interception. He was sacked 4 times. So it was a bad day in the office for the Kansas City, the 3-4 Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow, the last place Kansas City Chiefs. Well, no, Denver 3-4 too. So
yeah.
One of the most disappointing games of the week, and I'm not just saying that because we have Dolphins fans that listen to the show, but I was really disappointed with the Dolphins, man. I really was. How do you lose to the Falcons, dude, at home? I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. You shouldn't lose that game at home. I don't know if Tua's distracted by all this Deshaun talk, which, by the way, it doesn't look like Deshaun's going to be traded.
No, and we all knew that. I mean, I really feel like all that press and garbage came from just to try to drum up interest, because no one's gonna sit there and do that right now, not knowing his future.
Yeah.
Period. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I was really disappointed in that game. And I remember I was talking to Rudy, and I was like, yo, the Dolphins are winning this game because if they don't win this game, somebody's getting fired. I truly believe that. But I don't know. And it sucks for them because they're 1-6 right now. They're one of the worst teams in the league. And their first round draft pick is going to who's it going to?
San Francisco, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, or the Eagles. I think they traded with the Eagles. I forget who that pick is going to. So that sucks. That sucks. But any other surprises from last week? Anything that stuck out?
I mean, what happened to the powerhouse of Carolina? That remember
whoever called them a powerhouse, and we both picked this game.
Well, remember when they were beaten by Dallas, where everybody was patting, Carolina was this undefeated powerhouse team, because you're elevated when Dallas beat you, I guess. Yeah. But Carolina, who I thought they were going to be.
Well, you know what the problem with Carolina is? Sam Darnold, he sucks. That dude sucks.
If he's talking, Sam Darnold, it's just, and of course, their best players hurt.
Yeah.
So when you don't have McCaffrey in there, that changes that whole team, and that team's hasn't been good in a long time.
No, but Sam Darnold is not helping. Real quick, what changed from their roster from last year to this year? What team are you talking about, Jay? You talking about the Dolphins?
Are you talking about the Rams? Because I know their quarterback's better.
Ugh. Yeah, let me know what team you're talking about. Because if you're talking about, I don't know what team you're talking about, but no, I think we both picked the Giants.
Dolphins.
The Dolphins. They lost some people. They lost some people on defense. They like Kyle Van Noy. He went up to the Patriots. The problem with the Dolphins is their offensive line stinks. That's one of the problems.
No running game.
And they have no running game, which I've been preaching about. I've been preaching for the past 2 years. The Dolphins need to invest early in a running back. I wanted them to take DeAndre Swift. I forgot his first name, DeAndre or Deontay. I think it's DeAndre Swift. The year before, and this year I wanted them to take Najee Harris. They haven't done it. But not only don't they invest in the running game early in the season, they don't invest in the running backs even like later in the draft. So I always thought, hey, you're bringing Tua in, right? He still needs to get acclimated and adjusted to the game. What's a young QB's best friend? A good running game, defense and a good running game. Well, you got okay defense. You have no running game. So you're putting all this pressure on him. All the while you have a sorry offensive line. Their draft picks haven't panned out. Their early investments in draft picks in the O-line haven't panned out. So that's
but their first round draft pick was a backup to Howard. Yeah. Because they're afraid Howard was going to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that dude didn't even play until they went to London, I think probably due to injuries. Then I think their third round pick was a backup to Gesicki or something. So it's like, where are you prioritizing if you're going to lose people in free agency? Or are you prioritizing, we got these guys right now, let's try to win, let's get an offensive line, let's get a running back. You know what I mean? And they didn't do it. Yeah, I mean 1-6 is tough. Again, if not before, at the end of the season, somebody's gone.
Yeah,
could be the GM, could be the head coach. Somebody's gone because this is not, to me, this is not acceptable.
No,
because this organization was on the trending up.
Right, they were on the brink of making it to the playoffs. They won 10 games.
They barely missed it last year. Barely missed it last year.
Yeah, and now they're just horrible, man. So. Another, I won't say surprise, but the beatdown the Patriots gave the Jets, 54 points, man. Good Lord. Like I said, not really surprised, but, Mac Jones is coming along, unfortunately. But he's coming along pretty well for the Patriots, man. So. Yeah,
no real other, to me, but the Monday night game, thankful for Peyton and Eli, was tolerable. That game was horrific. It just featured basically a bunch of not saying backups, but the New Orleans teams isn't the same New Orleans team as we know. And Seattle without Russ is just boring. So that game was a 13-10 game, but thank goodness for Eli and Peyton and their special guests with Marshawn Lynch on there, which he's just entertaining all by himself. And they had Tom Brady. I forgot who else they had on the show. Oh, Drew Brees was there. They talk about the Beastquake game, as we all know, which still goes. Every time I'm still amazed by that run. Still amazed by that run. Every time I see that, I'm like, how did he get through all those dudes? But so I love Peyton and Eli. I love their special guests. And just Tom, and my surprise, I guess, is how much that guy got for giving Tom his 600 football back. Right?
So, you have to tell me that. I didn't know about this. Wait a minute. So Jaden says since week 14 of last year, the only teams the Patriots beat were the Jets and the Texans. Really? Wow. Huh. Interesting. I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, because they played the Jets twice already.
Yeah, you're right. Dang, you're right. That's right. And they did beat Houston barely. Let me know what happened with Tom Brady. So he threw a 600 touchdown?
Threw a 600 touchdown. Mike Evans, not knowing it was a 600, who caught the pass, gave it to a fan in the stands, which is what he normally does. So he's over on the sideline, and someone's telling him, dude, you gave up Tom Brady's 600 pass. He's like, did I really? So they negotiate with the fan, and the fan got stock in Bitcoin worth like 68,000 or something.
What?
Yeah. And it's stock, so it's it's a little bit different. It's not like he's got $68,000 here, but it's stock in Bitcoin. He's Tom gave him like 2 signed jerseys, a signed helmet. Mike Evans gave him game worn cleats, signed jersey. He's got season tickets for the rest of this season, season tickets for next season, and $1,000 credit for the team store.
Damn.
For giving back the ball. And then some people are like, oh, he should have held out for more. What? Like, how much more do you want? Like, season tickets for 2 seasons? I'm telling you right now, if I went to a game with you down at Ravens Stadium and Lamar threw his 100th touchdown pass and somehow one of the Ravens fans dropped the ball and it landed in my lap and I kept it. Well, number one, I'm giving it back anyway because I would want something. But if he gives me season tickets to Ravens game, of course I would take it.
Dude, you had me at Bitcoin stock.
I know. You had me at Bitcoin.
Yeah, But honestly, I think that's really fair. You could be a jerk and hold out and all that stuff, but that's never going to mean as much to you as it means to them. Just give it to them. You got a lot out of it. That's fine. I mean, yeah, you can hold out for more, but you don't want to be a jerk either. You know what I mean? Like, just give him the ball back. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and congrats to that guy for getting the ball and giving it back. So yeah, but that was the main draw of week 7. The start of week 8 was what I predicted. We had the undefeated Cardinals at home against the wide receiverless Green Bay Packers, since Devontae Adams and Lazard were out with COVID. And the great Aaron Rodgers led his team to victory in the desert and defeating the one of one, who's a little banged up, I think. After that game, what was the score of that game? Come on, computer. Okay, 24-21. After Murray threw a late INT. The end of that game was crazy.
I fell asleep, so I missed the end of it. I heard they're turn around for a pass or something like that.
Well, there's that. But then it was like the Packers were at the 1 yard line. So they thought it was first down. They thought Aaron Jones got in. They reversed and they called it a touchdown at first, which that would have sealed the game. So they reversed it and said he was down at the 1 yard line. So it was second down. So second down, they try to run. He gets stuffed, and he gets stopped at like the 2 yard line. They get a penalty, and I think it moves them back to the 5 or something, or a little bit further back. Even further back, it was like the 10. That was like a holding call or something like that. On third down, they go back to pass. Couldn't find anybody. Aaron Rodgers gets down to the 1 yard line again. Trying to get in their end zone. They stop him. So it's fourth down. The worst play call in history, I thought. I thought at fourth down, you got to try to give it to Aaron Jones to jump up and get in that end zone. They try like a little throw around pass to Cobb. It's batted down. They're still leading 24-21. Cardinals get the ball back. Drive 94 yards down to from their 1 yard line all the way down to whatever that equates to, I guess the 3 yard line of Arizona. Murray goes back to pass to A.J. Green, who was looking at the stands. I don't know what he was doing. It was one of those back shoulder passes. A.J. never turned around. Packers guy kind of reached around him, grabbed the ball, intercepted it, game over. So that was an exciting game. But I predicted Packers win. The Cardinals going to lose. I don't care if he had 1 receiver, 2 receivers, 0 receivers. It's Aaron Rodgers. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
So
before we get
go ahead.
before we get into our Week 8 picks, I just want to make it of note. Just want to point out that Tuesday is the trade deadline, and we've had 3 trades this week that have all involved former Ravens. It's weird, man. We had all these trades this week. We had Joe Flacco going to the Jets because Zach Wilson got hurt in that Patriots game. So Joe Flacco going for the Jets. And one of the dumbest things you do is you draft a quarterback, number one, and don't have a veteran QB. Like, what are you thinking, Jets? Why wouldn't you have a veteran QB in place to help along your number one QB? No, especially knowing that you're going to start him from day one. Dumb. So they had to trade for Joe Flacco from the Eagles, which was good for both teams because I forgot the Eagles had like Gardner Minshew and Joe, so that works out for them. Then we had Kenny Young, who was traded a couple years ago for Marcus Peters. He's going to the Broncos, and he is not happy. He's traded from the Rams to the Broncos, so he's going from first to worst. He's not happy about that. Then we had Mr. Big Trust himself, Mark Ingram. He's going back home to be paired with Alvin Kamara, and he's going to New Orleans, man. So that's pretty cool. Thought that was pretty cool. But I thought it was cool that all these trades involved the former Ravens. So I just wanted to point that out.
Exciting.
Yep.
Now,
all right, man. Well, let's get to our Week 8 picks.
Yeah.
Hurt, you want to get us started off?
No, you do it this week because I missed the game last week, so I'm on penalty this week.
All right, man. Well, let's go to the epicenter of the world of sports right now, Atlanta, and we're going to go to the Panthers versus the Falcons. Atlanta is a 3-point favorite. Who you got, Hurt?
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's hot right now. The Panthers have lost like 4 in a row, something crazy like that. Yeah. I'm definitely on the Falcons bandwagon today, man. At 1 o'clock, we go up to Buffalo. Those fighting Dolphins. Who you got? They are 14-point underdogs. Who you got?
Well, I think the Fighting Fish are going to put up a fight. But Buffalo's winning this game.
Buffalo is winning this game, absolutely. The Dolphins traditionally had problems with the Bills for whatever reason, especially in Buffalo. We have the 49ers at the Bears. I actually think this is an interesting game, man. We got the battle with 2 young quarterbacks, maybe. Trey Lance may still be out, but we got Justin Fields leading the Bears. The Niners are actually 4-point favorites in this one. Who do you like in this game?
Yeah, I think the Niners are going to win this game. I think with their defense coming in there, I mean Chicago's got a pretty solid defense as well. But I'm picking the Niners to win this game.
You know, I was going to go that route, but I think I'm actually going to pick the Bears at home. I think Justin Fields is going to have his breakout game this game, so I'm picking the Bears. Steelers at the Browns. 1 o'clock. The Cleveland Browns are 4.5-point favorites in this game. I think Baker's going to try to play this game, man.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
Well, I don't like either one of them, honestly. But who I pick to win? Man, I don't even know how Pittsburgh's 3-3. I mean, honestly, I haven't followed their schedule. Every time I see Ben, I feel like he just looks like a scarecrow with different parts. Like he's put together like Legos or something. And then Baker's made of the same stuff, it seems like. So I don't know how if Cleveland doesn't have their running game, for some reason I feel like Pittsburgh's winning this game.
I'm gonna go Browns.
Yeah, I don't know who their running backs are. I mean, is Chubb back?
He's gonna try to come back, I think too.
Okay. Yeah. So. But I'm just picking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh.
Okay. In one of the worst games of the day, I think, Eagles at Lions, Ford Field. The Eagles are 3.5-point favorites in this game.
I'm picking Detroit.
You know what? I think I'm with you. They got to win somehow. They're at home. I don't really think the Eagles are that much better than the Lions. So, yeah, I'm taking the Lions.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions. Philly's quarterback has done well fantasy-wise, but he's shaky in real life.
Yeah.
And I think coming out that little golf bowl coming from against the Rams, I think they'll rebound and beat Philly.
All right.
And then it's the battle of two head coaches who usually have the worst quotes of the year so far. So
that is true. That is true.
right.
This could be one of the better games of the day. The Titans at the Colts. The Colts are 2.5 favorites. Who you got?
Yeah. Man, Tennessee's riding high. I mean, coming off destroying Kansas City, beating, I think they beat Buffalo too the week before. This could be seen as like a trap game. Indy's actually kind of rolling in a way in this game, but it comes down to, can you stop Derrick Henry? And this is a divisional matchup. These games are always close. I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
I'm taking.
I was edging towards Colts. I guess I just need to see, is my boy going to finish the game at quarterback. If he can finish the game, Carson Wentz, then they have a chance. But it's always he's always the linchpin to, can they, if he's healthy and he makes it through the game, they may have a chance. But I'm just going to go Tennessee because Derrick Henry.
All right. The first place Cincinnati Bengals, good Lord, are facing the New York Football Jets.
Who they?
At home.
Or is it who that? Are they the who days or who that's?
I forget.
I think it's
they
the
who days. They the who days, right?
Who days.
Yeah, they the who days.
Who that thing, they're going to beat them Saints. Who that? Oh, so they the who days. I think the who days ought to go to New York for a shopping trip. Destroy the Jets and go back home.
Well, you're missing one thing here, Hurt. Joe Flacco is the QB of the Jets.
I don't think he's starting.
Why wouldn't he start? Why wouldn't he start?
I heard through sources that it's his first week because Wilson's missing multiple weeks. So the backup, what's his name? Cannot remember his name. White. That's all I know. I should have known this, but I believe he is starting in this game.
All right. Okay. Well, that takes out. Well, they just lose anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what does that change exactly?
Yeah. All right. Next, the last 1 o'clock game.
Oh, Mike White. Yes, Mike. There you go. Mike White. He'll be making his first.
Mike White. Contestant on Survivor, David versus Goliath. Okay. Yeah, he's playing QB. Okay, Mike White. Okay. Anyway, by the way, are you liking Survivor this season, by the way?
We'll get into that next week.
What? Just give me a yes or no.
I mean, it's better now.
Oh,
it started off. Yeah, it's way better now.
Do you have a problem with all the advantages and twists?
I kind of have an issue with the last one.
Yeah.
I think that's just a lot of power.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of have an issue with that one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think hopefully next week we won't have a World Series to talk about. We'll have more time to put that in.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Anyway, the Rams at the Texans, 16-point favorites. Who you got in this one?
Oh, it's got to be the Rams. I think they are probably all around the best team in NFC right now. So I got the Rams.
All right. Patriots at the Chargers, 4 o'clock, CBS. The Chargers, 4.5 favorites.
I got the Chargers. They got Eckler was injured, but he's listed as active, so he's going to play. It's going to help. They have the better QB. I still think it's going to be a tough game. New England has some confidence, but as stated before by our main correspondent, Jaden, that they've only beaten the Texans and the Jets. So, and flying all the way out there, I think the Chargers are going to win this game.
All right. Let's see. The Jaguars at the Seahawks.
You want to talk about a game that I will pay no attention to? That would be this one. The Seattle had a tough game last Monday night, losing at home. Jacksonville going up there. I'm just gonna go ahead with it. Geno, they don't have a lot going for him except their wide receivers are good, but he's got to get him the ball. I don't know if Chris Carson's back or not. They're playing in. I'm gonna say Seattle only because they're playing at home. Honestly, if this game was in Jacksonville, I'd pick Jacksonville.
Well, it's funny you should say that because I'm picking the Jacksonville because this season the Seahawks have not won a game at home. They are 0-3 at home. And I like Jacksonville's team better than the Seahawks right now. I don't know. The Seahawks stink, so I'm picking Jacksonville.
That was a tough one.
Yeah. Well, no, we'll skip your game for last. The Bucks are playing the Saints at home. Who you got, man?
Well, this is the Jameis Bowl. So Jameis playing against his former team, coming off a hard win on the road at Seattle, playing at home in the Dome. It's going to be loud. The defending Super Bowl champions are there, and Tampa's going to win this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's basically it. Tampa's winning this game.
All right. The Sunday night game.
Minnesota's winning. Next.
Is Dak Prescott going to play, man?
If they were smart, I would hold him out. You got to make sure win or lose in this game, not saying it doesn't matter, actually doesn't matter because you're going to win the division. Let's just make this clear. I said it at the beginning of the year that I picked Dallas to win the division. It's all about how healthy is Dak going to be. This game, as weird as it sounds, does not matter. If they lose it, fine. If they win it, fine. But don't put Dak out there. Dak needs to rest to be healthy. He just came off a broken ankle. He worked his way back. They're having a good season. They are 5-1. Keep him, just sideline him for today, for their sakes.
I totally
And again,
agree.
for me, I'm not being a fan of a team that despises them with my whole inner being. I never want to see anybody hurt. And I don't think he should be out there because it could hinder him and their season. So rest him.
Wait a minute. I see an oxymoron here. They're America's team.
Wait, are you calling me an oxy?
Wait a minute. They're America's team. You're Captain America. What? I don't understand.
So that's what I'm saying. Now you just ruined that whole thing for me forever.
All right, man. No, I think
that made me sick to my stomach.
I do think the Vikings are going to win this game.
Yeah, that was disturbing. They're not America's team, but you're gonna pay for that sooner or later. Just watch. But I'm picking Minnesota.
All right, man.
But Dak does not need to play. They need to put Dak on the.
Oh man! All right. Last
Washington.
Let's do Washington real quick.
Tough game at Denver.
Oh,
yeah,
Broncos.
Tough game at Denver.
Yeah, at the Broncos, man.
Yeah, Denver's got a good defense. They play a good game. Teddy Bridgewater. I just have a feeling Washington. This is a game. It's a weird game. Hopefully we have Super Bowl flashbacks, and I think Washington's winning this game because the defense has actually picked it up. We just need the offense to do a little bit better. But Denver, Washington's winning this game.
All right. And then on Monday night.
Well, who you got in this game?
Oh yeah. I'm taking the Washington football team, man.
Okay.
I think Denver stinks. I think their first 3 wins was so they were just against horrible teams, man. They stink. I whatever. And plus I have a thing against me and Vic, man. We don't like each other, man. So Monday night, Giants at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose to the Giants, right?
Not going to lose to the Giants.
I will say this though: if they were in New York, I might pick the Giants. I know that sounds crazy, but if they were in New York,
No,
if
I know.
they were home, I should say, yeah, I
Yeah,
might pick the Giants.
yeah, no, totally picking the Chiefs to get back to normal against the Giants.
Okay, and I'm not sure who the Thursday night game is.
It is. That's what I'm here for. We got each other's back, man. The Jets. Well, first of all, the team is the Jets. I'm not going to name the other team. Who's winning the game?
Well, the Jets ain't winning, man.
Okay, so and now Flacco may start that game.
Yeah.
But the Jets are on the road at Indianapolis for Thursday.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, they're not winning that game.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think Joe ever won in Indy. So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't
But,
think he ever
next week, yeah, and then also your team's on a bye, so that's why we haven't discussed them. Yeah. But it's cool when they come back. We had the Purple Bowl. So that's going to be fun. The Barney Bowl, as I call it.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a tough game, man.
The Barney Bowl. Oh, I mean, that's a given. They can't.
No. I totally disagree with that.
To the Giants? They can't lose to the Giants.
If their season is done, it's a 17 game season.
But the morale of which is true. But the Giants.
No, dude.
That's a blow that you can't. Sometimes there's a blow during the season that you can't recover from. That would be hard to recover from, losing to the Giants.
Well, who in that division is running away with that division?
I mean, nobody.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, but they did lose to the Raiders, and they lost. And the Raiders are hot. I mean, they ever since Chucky. Speaking of Halloween, since Chucky was let go, they're 2-0.
Yeah,
and and Chargers know how to beat Kansas City. So even though those teams aren't running away, they can beat Kansas City, and they can both all beat Denver.
Yeah, but I don't think their season is done if they lose today.
But just think about losing to just a caliber of that team. That's all.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's just the Giants.
So, speaking of the Chiefs, real quick, is Pat Mahomes okay? Like, what happened to him last week? Was it a concussion?
He get hurt. He passed protocol pretty quickly, but it looked like it was. It may have been because his head went backwards.
Dude, yeah, he looked
one of those, and he looked out of it. They carded him to kind of helped him off the field, but they went back and passed protocol. He's fine, but that whole offense has a concussion. I mean, three points. I mean, when's the last time we saw Kansas City, not named the Royals, score 3 points?
When your former quarterback was a quarterback in the team, Alex Smith.
Yeah, maybe because all they did was really get field goal. Shout out to Alex. And also, I forgot to mention, speaking of former quarterback, shout out to RG3, who I did not know was doing ESPN games.
Yeah,
for college football on Saturdays, and he's done a great job. I did not know that was him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really that dude's knowledgeable. He doesn't. The thing is, I heard his voice. I'm like, wait, is that RG3? And then they showed the picture. I was like, that's him doing it. I mean, he sounds knowledgeable. He actually sounds like a broadcaster.
Wow. Okay.
So he doesn't sound like a former athlete broadcasting a game. You know what I mean? So I give him credit. Maybe that's what he studied at Baylor. But that dude, yeah, he sounds really, when he does those games, I really, he has really good insight. So
that's good.
He comes and the way he approaches it, it seems like he comes from the broadcast side. I played the sports side, so it's pretty cool. So I, shout out to him. I got, I know I haven't given him all the love ever in the world on this show, but I don't despise the guy. I still like him more than Kurt. So I guess there's that.
Okay. Well, look, Kurt, we don't have a whole lot of time left. Did you want to touch on the NBA? Because I do want to do the Halloween portion of the show.
That's right. We'll save the NBA. Let's do the Halloween part. Because again, we got this whole Dwight Howard thing. We'll take a minute.
Yeah, we still have to talk about
it. And we had the whole NBA season to do the NBA thing. So,
yeah, that is true. Yeah. But I do want to give a shout out to the Wizards right now, who are 5-1. They did win a double overtime game last night against the Celtics. Man, they're killing it, man. I said it on the podcast when they did that trade, right? I thought they fleeced the Lakers myself. I don't know if I was in the minority with that opinion, but I thought they fleeced the Lakers, man. And they have a lot of depth on their team, man. And they did a good job in the offseason. They got a Wes Unseld Jr., man, he's doing a good job right now. But you know what's the most impressive thing, honestly, about about the Wizards this season so far?
What's that?
They're actually playing defense, man.
Yeah?
They're actually playing defense. So
okay. Well, correction, Jaden, they're not the number 1 seed.
Chicago.
Correction, Brian. They're not the number 1 seed.
Who's the number 1 seed?
The number 1 seed in the East, of course, is from the best state in the history.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is correct.
It's the New York Knicks. What are we missing here? Hello. But we got 4 teams at 5-1: the Knicks, the Wizards, the Bulls, and the Heat in that order. In the Eastern Conference, how you gonna miss the Knicks being 5-1? What's wrong with you? No, it's just exciting. I mean, it's NYMD podcast, even though the Wizards are in DC. Technically, it's still the DMV area. There's still a team of Maryland. So I like their chemistry. The Wizards. They brought over. It's weird because. Again, we're both not like Westbrook people. Not saying he's a bad player. I feel like he's that type of player that the Lakers should have that the Wizards don't fit with. But the guys that came over are the type of players that can make the Wizards better because they can make be better for Bradley. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's weird. Like in the overall echelon of players, the one player is greater than each individual player, but those summer players are better for the Wizards.
Yep.
That's how I look at it. So, and dude, the Wizards are doing, like you said, they're playing defense. They're doing well. I've been watching NBA games. It's not even Christmas. So the fact that I'm watching NBA games is like a miracle. I've never watched NBA games and been excited to watch NBA games this early. And it goes for both conferences. So, and not even just Lakers games. I mean, I've been watching, Philadelphia was on TV losing to the Knicks. I was watching that. Golden State's on too late, but if they're on, I'll watch them. I'll watch some Dallas games. So it's early in the season, but it's very exciting to watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But speaking of the New York Knicks, I do want to talk about before we get into the favorites of Halloween. I want to talk about some of the scariest athletes in sports. Current in the past or current ones. And I need to start out with Charles Oakley. When I talk about the Knicks. We're talking about somebody that you don't want to meet in a bar that's going to fight you. Charles Oakley, even at the age of he is now, would mess me up. Like he feel like he would be really good in a hockey fight or anything, or just a fight.
Yo, you were so right, dude. Yo, that was a scary dude, man. No doubt. You wouldn't want to face that guy, man. You wouldn't even want to. I don't even think you want to approach that dude and try to shake his hand, man. Like,
no, heck no, dude. First of all, doesn't it seem like he would crush your hand? And that would be right. But that's the next guy on my list, Jay. That's the next guy I put on my list.
Who? Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald. That dude's built like the Thing from the Fantastic Four. Like he's Ben Grimm. That's like his, you know what I mean? Like the dude is like a rock solid wall. It's like that picture of two guys trying to hold him back. It's like the perfect picture of like Aaron Donald. Like that dude's a beast.
Well, let me just give you 2 athletes that immediately came to mind. When you talk about the scariest athletes, there's only 2 that came to mind. One was scary just because if I ever had to face this dude in baseball, dude, his stare would scare the mess out of me, yo. And that's David Stewart, man. That dude, yo, he had the baseball cap and he bent the rim, and all you would see is his eyes, yo. You just see like the white of that dude's eyes, yo, in the shadows, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that dude looked like he wanted to scare you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying shout out to my boy from Nyack.
Oh, okay.
94. Holla at your boy. Oh boy, Touche. I think he's still down in VA, man. I hope everything's good. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. But Dave Stewart's scary because that inside fastball is no joke.
Yeah. But you remember that stare, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he was intimidating people like Bob Gibson.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, like Bob Gibson.
Great.
Another dudes back in the day. You know, we grew up on watching old NFL films.
Well, hold on. Let me just give you my last one.
Oh yeah, who's the other one? I'm sorry, my bad.
Bo Jackson, man. Dude, the scary.
Oh, Jackson scary?
Yes, he's scary in the sense that he's freakishly he's a freak, yo. Like as an athlete, he's the best. He's the best athlete to me. To me, he's just the best athlete ever. To me, man, to do what he did, to be as gifted as he was, man, on the football field and baseball, to have that type of talent and that type of athletic ability is just scary to me. And to know that there was a human that could do the things he could do in both sports like that and dominate both sports like that, that's scary, man.
Oh yeah, there was nobody like Bo Jackson. As much as I love Deion, we all know I love Deion, Florida State's own Deion. He was never an all-star.
No.
He was never an all-star. He was never Bo Jackson. He never golfed a ball from like Rick Russell during the all-star game from the ground over to the fence. That dude killed that pitch. So no, there was nobody like Bo, man. Yeah, but I mean, like that dude was all around, and even just on the football field, he trucked people.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was going to like anybody who used to play for Pittsburgh, their linebackers back in the day. Mike, speaking of eyes, Mike Singletary.
Yo,
that dude's eyes,
dude. His eyes look like if you're like in a horror movie, man, and the bad guy's coming for you, and he's like looking for you, and he's like getting close. Yes,
he's like the one in Squid Game that was like 1, 2, 3, green light, red light. Like if you saw like when you saw his eyes, it was a red light. Okay? So you just need to stop moving because he will find you. Yeah, no, definitely Bo was once in a lifetime. And when it's crazy. I never really I followed him in college when he was at Auburn. And when he came, of course, he was drafted. He played both. When he got hurt, it was so weird because it was just seemed like it was just a regular hip injury. And it seemed like it got worse after that. And we've never seen anything close to him ever since.
No.
And we may not, and we probably won't, to be honest with you. But that dude, I mean, I don't think people really realize how great he was at both sports.
Well, Hurt, you are missing someone.
What, is being scary?
No, you say you never seen anybody like him. I'll give you a hint.
What?
He's
Kyler Murray.
He's one of one, Hurt.
Well, Kyler Murray can play baseball as well.
Yeah.
And he was a quarterback. I mean, I think he was a number 1 pick by the Oakland Athletics, right?
He was the number 1 draft pick by Oakland. I think he was the 4th or 3rd pick in that draft. And he was, of course, number 1 overall in
baseball. So that dude, but we never really seen him play baseball.
But he's one of one, Hurt. So
yeah, that's true.
So
yes. Unless he faces Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Then he's 1 of 2.
Who are your other scary athletes? I just thought of one more, somebody in football.
Like I said, most of the middle linebacker that played for Chicago, all the old school linebackers that played for Pittsburgh, any of the secondary people that played for the Raiders back in the day, all those dudes are scary.
I was just thinking LT, man. I can't leave him off the list. That was a scary dude, man.
You could have left him off the list. I would have been perfectly fine leaving him off the list. Okay. You mean LaDainian Tomlinson? Yeah, dude, that dude was remarkable. You are 100% right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that LT was that LT.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no, dude, there's a lot of people in a lot of sports that you don't want to mess with. Like my brain's going through. I mean, Shaq, I wouldn't want to mess with. Shaq got in a lot of fight. I don't know why, but
he wasn't scary. Think about it. He was like a teddy bear, man.
Until he's put that. Did you see when he swung?
Yeah,
Charles wouldn't have been here today if he connected with that punch.
Yeah, but he's just not scary to me. I get you. He's just not scary to me.
Yeah, well, Well, Bo wasn't scary. He may be on the field. Well, he was scary.
I'm just talking about
scary.
Yeah, I'm just talking about his talent and his athleticism. Yeah.
I like how you always change every narrative, every list we always have.
Yeah, but no, Shaq didn't have the same
Well, I put Shaq in because you brought up what's his face.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So
see, I wouldn't put Shaq there. I would put like the Greek Freak there, though. You know what I'm saying?
stop.
No, if you're going to compare centers with in terms
all
of
right.
athletic ability, I'm not putting Shaq there.
Let's get the candy.
All right, man. So here's what you do.
We don't have time to argue.
Yeah. So I want you to give me your top 5 Halloween candies. I'm going to give you my top 5, and then I got a little surprise, got a little something extra for you.
Okay. Well, as a kid, my Halloween candies were probably different. For some reason, I don't remember going trick or treating a lot as a kid. But currently, I guess I don't even know, which is weird. But number 5, I have Three Musketeers.
Okay, that's good.
It's a pretty good one. Number 4 is Kit Kat, because I mean, there's two in there.
I hate Kit Kats.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I don't like wafers. I'm not a wafer guy.
Oh, okay, you're not a wafer. Do you like vanilla wafers?
No, I can't stand vanilla.
No, you don't like those either.
Yeah.
It's coming from a guy who hates cheese but eats pizza. Number 3 is Skittles.
Okay.
I love Skittles. You can't go wrong. Skittles always gave me that. I need a little bit of sugar. 2 or 3 Skittles, boom. Which is along the same line as my favorite number 2, which I've liked later on in life way more than I should like a candy, which are Mike and Ike's. I can't stop eating those.
Okay.
I love Mike and Ike's. See, when I was younger, I think Mike and Ike's used to be Twizzlers. Twizzlers would have been, but Twizzlers now, I'm older, don't agree with my body anymore, so I can't do Twizzlers. So Mike and Ike's number one is Snickers.
Okay. Wow. Okay. We don't have any of the same candies, although Skittles would have made number 6 on my list. So here are my top 5 favorite Halloween. Starburst, especially the red ones.
Yeah.
Starburst. Sour Patch Kids. I had to kind of quit Sour Patch Kids, man, because I was eating them too much, man. I can't be, in my adulthood eating candy as much as I did, man. So I had to kind of quit the Sour Patch Kids a little bit. Jolly Ranchers, man. I love Jolly Ranchers, especially the sour ones. The sour ones were great. Unfortunately, they only sell them at the dollar store. So that's another reason why I go to the dollar store.
They can stay there too. Yeah. That is a dollar store candy. You're right.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Love those.
Yeah.
And you can't think of Halloween without candy corn. That's the only candy.
Yeah. See, I'm not. My cousin is a candy corn fan. I'm not a candy corn fan.
But the only problem with candy corn is as I've gotten older, it seems like they've gotten sweeter and sweeter, so I don't eat them as much. And and that's the only candy really that's synonymous with Halloween. You never see candy corns during the rest of the year, it seems like.
No. That's the only thing they do differently for other things like Snickers or Reese's Peanut Butter Cups is they change them to pumpkins or they change the wrapper.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop changing everything to pumpkin stuff, man.
Yeah, that's all they do. They don't really change the taste or something. But yeah, candy corn is once a year type candy. I think they try to bring it out with Christmas, but it's a different flavor. It might be some pepperminty stuff.
Okay.
And also to all the department stores and everything, when someone, like me, it was a crazy week, didn't really go out and get my Halloween candy. Can you not put the Christmas stuff up till after Halloween? Can you put the Christmas stuff up Monday? So you already have it up. There's literally no Halloween candy out there. Everything has Christmas. So
you went to buy Hershey Kisses and instead saw candy canes.
They're little candy things. You want to buy Snickers, but they got Christmas trees on them. you know what I'm saying? It's all gone now. And Christmas doesn't celebrate the Mike and Ike's or the Skittles or things like that. So those are just done. There's no Milk Duds. There's no Christmas Milk Duds, so you won't see them again.
Right.
Crackle. There's no Crackle's gone. There's no Christmas Crackle. Crackle. So it's just a regular Christmas tree. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or Reese's Pieces or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's it's just the day before Halloween.
So is that when Christmas season officially starts now? The day after Halloween? I knew before it used to be Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Christmas started in September.
Actually, you're right, because when I go to like Home Depot and stuff, I have seen the Christmas trees and stuff out. So yeah,
Dude, Home Depot, what's that other place? Like
Lowe's.
Lowe's. I'm missing a place. I forgot what it's called. Another one of those other department stores. But yeah, they had their Christmas trees out. Like it's Halloween. They start the Halloween and in the middle of Halloween, it's trees. Like Walmart already had it out. So I'm just like, just give me a break. That's all. That's it. Just give me a break.
All right. Well, real quick to end the podcast, you know, we gave out top 5 candies, but since this is the NY to MD podcast, Hurt, I have the top 3 candies for 2021 in New York and Maryland.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. See, so who you wanna? Which state would you like to start off with?
We'll start out with New York.
All right.
Maryland.
So New York coming in number 3, and actually 2 of these candies were on my list, so I like that. Candy corns coming in number 3.
Okay, cool.
Coming in number 2, I didn't see this one. Hot tamales, man. The second.
Yeah. A lot of hot tamale fans in New York. Those boxes of hot tamales were everywhere.
All right. And would you like to take a guess as to what the number 1 candy, most popular Halloween candy in New York is, Hurt, this year?
Was it on either one of our lists?
Yeah, it was on. Yes.
It was on what, your list or my list?
It was on my list.
What did you? What was one of them you said? Sour Patch Kids.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Sour Patch Kid is the number 1, is the most popular Halloween candy in 2021.
Yeah, the reason why, because it just reflects our usual attitude. You see, we're sour and we're hot. So that's just how we are. So that makes sense to me.
So yeah, it does make sense. So you guys are corny, you guys are hotheads, and you're sweet but mostly sour.
And you you're corny. Start with Maryland before I end this thing.
All right, so Maryland loves chocolate, Hurt. Coming in number 3, Hershey mini bars.
Oh wow, okay.
Coming in number 2, this was also on my list. Reese's cups.
Okay.
And coming in number 1, Hershey Kisses.
There you go. Well, you know what? That makes sense because this is Baltimore is a chocolatey type city.
Yeah.
You guys are a very it's charm city. So that makes all the sense in the world, right?
Yeah.
That's good. And you melt easily under pressure. So yeah, that makes sense. So thank you everybody for tuning in. You ever talk about New York again. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the NYMD podcast. Of course, we're on IG, on Facebook, and on the Twitter as well. You can find us. We're here on StreamYard and YouTube. Subscribe and like us. And of course, we're on the Spreaker, Stitcher apps. We're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google. Anywhere you find podcasts, you will find NYMD podcast. Everyone, have a great Halloween. Stay safe. Do not hand out toothbrushes or floss because someone will find you and egg you out. So everybody enjoy. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, y'all. Peace out. Happy Halloween.